Grade A under A. He's back. Wait, no, he's not back. Wait, now he's back, okay? Now he's back for sure. No, he's not really back yet. Okay, now he's back, okay? He's back. Okay, he's not back. Just a few years ago, he was at the top of YouTube, originally making videos about his personal experiences in a sort of Storytime rant format, accompanied by these goofy little drawings, before moving towards more drama-focused videos at the end of his time in the spotlight. Ultimately, his mistakes in many of these videos would lead to a few huge blows to his reputation, and eventually, his downfall as a creator. And now, every once in a while, it seems like he comes back to YouTube to announce that he's back for real, okay? Look, Dad went to the store to get some ciggies and milk, but he's back for now, okay? He got the Newports, he secured them, and he's ready to be your father again. So he posts a video or two, and then he dips for like another 6 months. So let's talk about that. I think that a lot of people take the Storytime animation community for granted, with people like The Odd Ones Out and Jaden Animations being two faces who may come to mind. They make videos telling stories from their personal lives in a scripted, yet intentionally amateur and casual style. These aren't video essays. They feel like someone is just talking about something. And for visuals, they use rudimentary animation to get their thoughts across and implement some visual comedy. Many of these people are, self-admittedly, directly inspired by what Grade was doing, using these very crude visuals to tell a relatable story. And you know what? He was pretty funny too at the time, so that obviously helped him a lot.
But by the end of it, it looks dog shit! What did you do? I blinked to me, and my hair went from amazing to shit!
From these videos, Grade amassed a loyal audience of people who wanted to hear his insight on a topic. His channel was growing steadily, and by the end of 2015, he was living the YouTube lifestyle. Uber Eats whenever he wants, Spotify Premium, hookers and blow, Papa Diaz. What more could this big-chinned stick figure ask for? Well, personal stories were pretty damn popular back then, so that was going really well for him. Other channels like Luna had entirely built their backlog on telling stories from their adolescence. First time smoking weed, second time smoking weed, eighth time smoking weed, ninth, first time smoking weed. That was what his channel was all about. And so at this point, Grade also fit strictly into this category. Although now and then he ventured outside of the weed videos. He didn't make any weed videos. Until one day, Grade decided to take a departure from the story videos to dip his toes into drama content. In 2015 and 2016, drama was having its first real heyday on YouTube. Scarce and Drama Alert blew up, commentary channels were creating interesting stories every week, and the rest of the community simply couldn't ignore it. There's some saying I can't think of right now that goes like, so basically the message is that before something becomes a part of the mainstream consciousness and culture, it has to be relentlessly mocked and bullied. It has to push past a phase of mockery and being seen as cringe before it becomes a part of the based universe of the chanosphere, alright? And that was the case for a lot of these guys. Many people forget that channels like Video Game Donkey and Jack's Films made parody videos back in the day mocking drama videos and basically treating the entire genre like it was all lowbrow content, right? It was below real content.
It's time for Tube News. Tube News is the only show about news on YouTube dudes who feud for views. Woohoo! Today's subject is world-famous YouTuber PewDiePie.
Regardless of how many of the old heads on YouTube felt and didn't want to accept drama videos for what they were blowing up at the time, and their impact was undeniable. Grade's first true targets on YouTube became reaction channels like Jinx, who at the time basically re-uploaded videos to YouTube with their faces in the top right corner, while masquerading them as original content. Sounds somewhat familiar. I can't quite put my finger on who today is guilty of a very similar kind of content.
I just have an issue with dickheads like these two making a living off of silently watching other people's stolen content and then fucking bragging about it.
Cause let's be honest, some of us make those videos a lot better.
Now, Grade had some success before this video, but videos like this really put him on the map to everyone. The entire YouTube audience already kind of knew that reaction videos were cancer. It just took someone pointing it out to really get everyone talking about it. Soon enough, everyone was making videos parroting Grade's opinion. He had become the voice of reason in the commentary community, the Grade A intellect, the Grade A big brain. Because of this situation, he became their moral compass, and people began looking to that moral compass to decide what was good and what was bad. He shifted the narrative. Eventually, Grade realized the drama content was just way more popular than anything else he had done. It was obvious by the pure metrics why he came to the realization. As far as the money he was making, I can't know for sure, but considering what ad rates were like back then, he was definitely rolling in the cash, alright? If he had hookers and blow before, now he had even more hookers and way more blow. So good for him, you know what? He accomplished it. He got to the top of the YouTube ladder. He succeeded. He was leading the crusade against bad content and bad people. But before long, it became obvious that Grade's intentions weren't totally innocent or noble, and a lot of that starts with Keemstar. Grade, Leafy, and Keemstar were all friends back in 2016, referred to as the axis of evil by many, including themselves. I wonder which country each of them would be. Personally, I would say that Leafy was Japan, considering that he was the one that got nuked, and he's Asian. I would say that Grade was Germany because he got invaded and fucking diddled hardcore, and Keem is Italy because he's just been around forever, and no matter how many people try to kill him, he just won't fucking die. But all of these guys were friends until things, for some reason, fell apart. According to Keemstar, one day Leafy and Grade Skype called him randomly and accused him of talking shit behind their backs. Keem claimed that he never did this though. In an interview since then, Leafy has said that he backstabbed Keem and made those videos on him for ad revenue because his CPM was amazing at the time. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, the intention is right there, I guess.
You know, we've made peace. But, you know, for the public's sake, you know, why did you backstab me? In your words.
How can I reasonably justify this shit? I mean, AdSense was at an all-time high, but...
I think that pretty much answered the question.
But Leafy and Grade both dropped exposed videos on Keemstar at this time, at the very height of the Keemstar hate train. And I don't think people realize just how bad Grade's video was. Whereas his other videos had actual arguments, his video on Keemstar was mostly an accumulation of gossip, including him claiming that Keem is like allegedly a pedophile and a wife beater. Honestly, it's surprising this video even has a positive like to dislike ratio.
But he's still here. The cancer won't go away. But don't you worry me, cause I, Dr. GradeAUnderA, am an oncologist. And do you know how to get rid of cancer? With some chemotherapy. Seriously though, right? Keem's just been getting worse and worse, especially recently. A lot of what he's done is privacy intruding, literally life ruining, and YouTube just doesn't feel like the friendly community that it used to be. Well, that shit needs to stop, man!
Like, do you know just how hypocritical this is coming from Grade? One of the biggest drama channels of his time is complaining about negativity on YouTube. He was fucking being toxic, right? Like, Grade knew everything about Keem. He knew everything he had done when he was friends with him. He knew it before he was friends with him. And he basically only decided that he didn't want to be around Keem when public opinion changed against his favor. He basically saw Keemstar as a liability and cut ties. A lot of people back then lied about Keemstar because he was hated, because he was a guy you could get away with lying about. Regardless of the bad things he did, I don't think those were warranted, but, you know, it is what it is. And so for the time, because of how hated Keem was, Grade still had the public opinion on his side. He had won the battle. As time went on, Grade's videos only got way worse. When he had an opportunity to slam dunk on Markiplier, PewDiePie, and Matthew Santoro, he instead resorted to calling them retarded, which was funny, but it didn't really stand in line with the whole voice of reason appeal he had painted himself as, right?
Once you really put any thought into Grade's videos, they really don't amount to many points. I remember sitting through this entire thing, eagerly anticipating the part where he would have something smart to say, where he would bring up some new points, or analyze the videos, or at least show significant clips from them. But this? It didn't happen. Instead, Undera goes through each case and attempts to explain why each of these YouTubers are voices that shouldn't be listened to. Apparently, Markiplier makes gaming content, and that's easy content, and he has dyed hair, and he has a loose style of voicing, and he has a nickname, so he isn't allowed to have an opinion on YouTube. PewDiePie, apparently, also isn't allowed to have an opinion on YouTube because he's the #1 subscribed YouTuber, and Fred used to be the #1 subscribed YouTuber, and no one likes Fred, right?
Like, if you're gonna be this moral center of the community, someone who poises himself as someone who's really great at making arguments, and everyone expects you for that, and then you just start like insulting people, like obviously people are going to have a negative view of that. What you really should do is only ever call people retards and never do anything different. It also became apparent from many of his videos that Grade had a very big and somewhat fragile ego. Most people who do YouTube have a big ego, you know? you get like hundreds of thousands of little freaks in your comment section trying to suck your dick every single day. It's gonna happen a bit, it's gonna inflate it. Grades, however, was such that he thought he was doing something actually important with his YouTube videos. He was not. He was making videos about goobers and goofballs on YouTube. People started criticizing Grade from his own fan base, particularly on his subreddit. He then went on a tirade to hopefully get the threads deleted.
And Grade fought tooth and nail to make sure that each and one of these comments was completely taken care of by having them deleted. Yes, he contacted a Reddit moderator and asked if she would delete the entire thread, and when she said no and went public with his demands, Grade called her out in a Twitch stream.
Go read that comment. Go tell that fucking whore that's a mod on my fucking subreddit to link you to what I said to delete.
Fucking brilliant, man! You really came out on top on that one, I think.
Someone who was hell-bent on bringing criticism to a mainstream level on YouTube, calling out bad practices, got mad at a few hundred upvotes from some teenagers criticizing his videos, on a channel with millions of subscribers. So he reaches out to one particular Reddit mod who wouldn't delete the thread, and when she didn't, he decided to call her out in a Twitch stream and specifically call her a whore. I mean, if she is one, I mean, who am I to say? You know, I'm not particularly knowledgeable about her sexual history, but I've seen no evidence that she is a whore, so I think we'd have to see the data on that one. But seriously, like, people took issue with this. It didn't look good for him. So people got sick of Grade. He never really had one big exposed video to call him out that people could point to as like the sinker, right? There was no one video people could point to and be like, okay, this is the one that fucking got him. But due to a number of controversies, a lot of his old fans became pretty disenfranchised with him. Smaller channels made videos talking about his flaws, and eventually Grade just stopped uploading. Since then, he's come back to YouTube every now and then. First he announced GradeAUnderA Season 2, then he posted a video 2 years later, then he uploaded a bit more, and then he came back the next year. And then he uploaded a bit more, and then 6 months ago he came back. And now a few weeks ago he made a few videos. Maybe he's depressed or something, I don't fucking know. Mental health issues, raise awareness or something, I don't know. Now, first of all, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't love these uploads. They almost feel like a parody of Grade. His voice doesn't quite sound nearly the same. It almost sounds like he's making fun of himself or something.
Lord Jesus Christ, mate! How many things do I need to be made aware of in 1 month? Do you know what I mean? Mate, there's more awareness days than there are genders now, and that's saying something.
I made this tweet saying that it feels like Grade comes back to YouTube every once in a while to pay rent and then fucking he just jets out of there, he dips, he leaves. Considering how well his videos do when he does come back, and considering that in the most recent run he got one of them sponsored, I mean, he would have made a considerable amount off of them, no doubt. And it's not like these are high effort research pieces. This is the same kind of stuff he used to do. I don't hate the guy, and honestly, I feel like people should kind of let go of whatever he did because it was so long ago, but it doesn't really feel like a completely real video to me, right? It just doesn't quite feel like GradeAUnderA. If I didn't know better, I would say that it seems like this is like GradeAUnderA's slightly more Down syndrome brother, he made a video calling out the super problematic creator, COVID-19. Yeah, and I think he's supposed to debate Destiny soon about that. I do actually hope that happens because I've been waiting to see some more Bloodsports action on that front, but I suspect that if it does happen, it wouldn't go really well for GradeAUnderA. I think perhaps in the political debate arena, he would not perform that well, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'll pay for you. لو كنتم مما سنين لم تستبه بني بنو لقيت من ذلك من شيء بني ذلك أنا بيوصي وأحسن رجل عند الحفيظة الدولة دلانا الله أكبر كمان يس الله أكبر.
What? What the fuck? This is the best thing Destiny ever did, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Good, that is right, raising awareness. But in reality, right, doesn't mean a fucking thing.
I guess he's got a point, but I don't know. I guess I don't really care anymore. Yeah, there's no huge, massive point to this video. There's no, like, giant lesson or moral. I just wanted to talk about this guy who I used to like and then kind of didn't like. And now that it's the end of the video, I'm just realizing, like, I don't really care about him anymore, and he just kind of sucks. I don't really give a shit. Be sure to like if you like the video, dislike if you dislike the video. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below if you're gay or something. I'll see all of you freaks in the next one. Yeah, bye.